Welcome to the Federal Edge Topic of the Week. This week we're going to talk about one of the biggest things we get into is, hey, when can I retire? You know, I deal with this every single day with federal employees all across the country, and every time and by the way, we're talking about retirement. So we get these phone calls, we sit down face-to-face with employees, and the question of the day is always, hey, when can I retire? And you know, that golden day, that wonderful day that we're looking forward to being able to retire, in some situations is minimum retirement age with 30 years of service. You know, the other criteria is to get to 60 or maybe 62, but in some cases, you can retire early if you meet that criteria. You know, special provision employees, they have certain criteria, but the regular FERS employee, which most of the folks we're talking to today are special FERS employees, and that magic number for you would be at least your minimum retirement age plus 30 years of service. And you know, the problem though we get into, and I sit down with folks and say, hey, I want to retire, when can I turn in the keys? And I talk to them and I say, well, you know, if you met your minimum retirement age, you've got those 30 years of service, but maybe your retirement annuity only calculates out to maybe say $2,000 a month. And you know, people are starting to scratch their head and they think, can I retire on $2,000 a month? And the answer oftentimes is not. And they said, but only if, man, what if though, man, if I could get my Social Security early, when can I get Social Security? And I have to tell folks, no, you can't get that until at least 62, and that might be a bad age for you to draw. We might want to wait even beyond that point. So at this point, the doom and gloom sounds like you can't retire. But you know what? Whenever they created the FERS system back in the mid-'80s, they came up with something called the Special Retirement Supplement. And that was created for you, that employee that's met your retirement eligibility prior to age 62. And that's a bridge of money from the time that you're eligible until you get to age 62. You know, over in the private sector, they've done this for years in old pension programs where their employees met retirement eligibility early prior to 62, and they would give them a bridge of money to bridge the gap of their eligibility date until age 62. And that's really what we're talking about here. The FERS system has the same thing. It's a bridge of money to get you from your eligibility date to age 62. It's called the Special Retirement Supplement. Let me tell you how that works. They actually calculate your years of service, and in this example, I said 30 years of service, and they divide that 30 into 40, and that gives us 75%. Then they take that 75% and they apply it to what your future Social Security value will be at age 62. This isn't paid by Social Security, it's paid by OPM, but they use that 75% factor and they apply it to age 62. Let me show you how that works. Let's say my Social Security value at 62 is $2,000. I would receive 75% of $2,000, $1,500, added to that $2,000 annuity I gave you as an example earlier. Now instead of trying to retire on $2,000, now I got $3,500. That might work for me. That might work. That might be the key that allows me to retire because I'm eligible for the Special Retirement Supplement. Now let's think about this for a second. If I could retire at 56 and get an extra $18,000 a year, that's $1,500 a month. That's like $108,000 of bridge money, free money that I'm going to get on top of my annuity. And that's wonderful. And in that situation, I might say, hop in the car, I'm going to take you to HR, let's get you retired. But I also want you to recognize something else, because everybody's not eligible at as early as, say, 56. What if you're not eligible until 57 or 58 or 59 or 60? You see how that value goes down and down and down that you ultimately receive? There's a reason why I'm telling you this. Because the closer you get to age 62, the lesser the value might be. Now, you might be thinking, yeah, Brian, but so what? That's free money. I get free money until age 62. I worked for it, I earned it, it's one of my benefits. But I also want you to take in consideration something called the FERS Enhanced Retirement Value. And that's where if you get to age 62 with 20 years of service, you get a 10% raise on your annuity for the rest of your life. Make sure you go to our video channel to review our session that we have created regarding the FERS Enhanced Benefit. But for this segment, I want you to recognize that Special Retirement Supplement is golden. But the closer you get to 62, you must consider waiting and not taking the Special Retirement Supplement if you might be able to get to 62 and earn that 10% benefit on your FERS Enhanced Retirement Annuity for the rest of your life. Couple of great tips. The retirement supplement is fantastic. Make sure it's appropriate in your situation, but also watch on our YouTube channel the video about the FERS Enhanced Benefit. Thanks again for taking a few minutes.